Do you guys know how much I am actually living like my teenage dream right now? I am sat filming a YouTube video and there is a candle burning behind me. You, honestly, dreams and goals, people. So it's 2020 and everyone around you is talking about their New Year's resolutions, their New Year goals, and not just their New Year goals, but their new decade goals, because it's a brand new decade. And you're sitting there like, I don't know how to set my goals. Well, this video is for you. This year I am going to set my goals with you guys. We're going to go through the process together. And then later on this week, I am going to create my very own vision board, which is something I have never done. I have known about vision boarding for a while now, but I have never really done it. And what inspired me to do it is actually a coaching session that I did with my Khala, who's doing her masters. Amazing woman, mashallah. If you ever need any careers advice, you definitely need to hit her up. She does freelance careers advice and she is super lovely to speak to. No, you know what, if you need careers advice, then you reach out to me and I will pass you on to her if you would like to pay for that service. But anyway, I was doing a coaching session with her and I realized that this dream to turn my hobby and like long-term passion into a career and into something that I can actually start earning a substantial income from is only going to happen if I visualize it on a daily basis, if I manifest it on a daily basis, and if I make dua for it. So the idea and the whole purpose of a vision board is for you to literally see it every single day, for you to be motivated and inspired every day. And I believe that that is why some of the most successful people have succeeded, is because they started the year off, it started off January. Don't worry about the fact that it's now like almost halfway into January. It's fine, time flies fast, we can't do anything about that, but what we can do is take today and actually use it efficiently. Inshallah, this year make it one of my most successful years, and I've been very vocal about this and you guys have been so sweet in the comments on my Instagram and my DMs, and just like making dua and stuff, that this is going to be like a really fantastic year. But anyway, without further ado, if you are somebody who is not sure about how to set goals and you would like to start off, then today is the day for you to do that. What you need to do is get yourself a simple, basic, plain piece of paper and a pen and follow along. So here I have got 2020 and I've written 3 bubbles, as you can see. So at the top we have got personal, and then we have got ching ching ching, money, and then at the bottom I have got spiritual. These are my personal 3 main focuses, things that I want to every single day do something small towards. Now, I don't know about you, but I've heard the term marginal gains so many times in my professional life. I've not even been in a full-time adult job for many years, but within those few years that I have, the term marginal gains, every single head teacher that I have had and a lot of training when I was doing my teacher training revolved around marginal gains. And the idea is basically from the Olympics team who did really well, they basically said that from the time they started training to the beginning of the Olympics, they were making marginal gains, tiny gains. And I think that when you're setting your goals, it's very similar to that. You need to set yourself high goals. They do need to be attainable and achievable, but they need to be high up, because you shouldn't think, no, this is too high for me, there's no way. You should think, no, I can do this and I will do this, and I will start by doing a little bit of this today. And that is how you're going to get better. And you know, maybe at the end of 2020, when we look back on this video, I'll have achieved 7 out of the 12 things I said. That's still 7 more things that I didn't have in 2019. You see? So you have to really think about your mindset. You have to think about, how am I thinking? How am I setting this year out to be? But anyway, let's get into this. So personal for me, number 1 is my health and fitness. I know that's super cliche. Everyone starts off every single year by saying, I want to get fit. I want to have the best body I've ever had. I want to feel the best I have. But why shouldn't we? We have one body, we're gifted one body by Allah, and I know I can't really talk because I probably eat junk food every single day and I don't have the best diet every single day, and that's a choice. So my first thing that I'm going to do is cut down on fizzy drinks. As you can see, I've not written cut out fizzy drinks. That's unrealistic. I'm not gonna go from drinking fizzy drinks like almost every day to just drinking them never, but I'm gonna cut down on them by having one maximum a day and trying to make that a max or diet drink. I hate Diet Coke, I love Pepsi Max. Some of you guys probably know a lot more about this than I do. Some of you might be thinking, you know what, it's actually better to just have the real thing, but in terms of calories, that's the best thing for me to do. The second thing I'm going to do is stick to my Fitbit. I am going to continue to calorie watch, and that is a bit of a tedious thing to do. I tried to do it maybe in October time and I quickly gave up, but I'm going to try and be a bit more persistent this time. I'm going to try and just make sure that I'm having enough calories where I'm not going into starvation mode, but where I am still in calorie deficit. So stick to my Fitbit, stick to counting my steps, stick to trying to get a decent number of steps a day. Now, and then the third thing with this is to stick to my Nike training app. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I absolutely adore this app. It's free, they create the plan for you. You don't have to have any equipment. You can do it at home, at the gym or outside, and you can choose how many times you want to work out and it will create a plan just for you. And it's hard, it's tough, it's a tough plan. I do what I can do. I stop when I need to, my body needs rest. And alhamdulillah, like I've already noticed a difference and I've been doing it for like a week now. And those are pretty much my health and fitness goals. They're not crazy. I'm not saying I'm gonna start some kind of diet or only eat salads for lunch. That's not the case at all. But within these three things, it's manageable and it's something that I can keep track on a daily basis. Now the second one for personal is my schedule. So I started 2020 off with a schedule, and have I stuck to it perfectly to the T? Absolutely not. But is it helping me already so much? Yes, it is. Basically, for the first time in my life, I found myself studying or is not at work, and I am definitely looking for work, which we will come to, but sticking to my schedule as much as possible means that I am able to balance everything in my life and all the things that are important to me and still have time to maintain my relationships. So I'm just going to write schedule there. There's not much more to say about that. And then number 3 is relationships. One of the things here is making sure that I am taking out time to spend with Iqra. That doesn't have to be outside, it doesn't have to be an eating one, it doesn't have to be spending money. It can literally just be time for us to spend 3 or 4 hours with nobody else, just doing something that we want to do, but making sure we take out specific time for ourselves, because when you're married and when you have responsibilities and when you have bills to pay and when you have a lot of things to do, it's so easy to let this one slip. You want to make sure that you are really nurturing and valuing and respecting that relationship, so that's a really important one for me. And another one is text or call family once a week. When I say family, I don't mean my immediate family, like my parents or my siblings, obviously, but I mean other family, like my khalas, my popos, my mamus, my chachu, the extended family who have done so much for me growing up. Now that I'm not only just living far away, but now that I'm grown up and I have time on my hands, I should be making time to reach out to them. I should be making time to check in with them. It's not only the polite thing to do, but it's something I really want to do and get better at. And for now, I'm going to leave it at that because I think I've got enough there. Health and fitness, schedule and relationships. Now let's move on to money. So number 1, my main priority is obviously my teaching career. I'd like to obtain the right to teach in Scotland. So that means obtaining my GTCS number, which is really important because even if I don't get a job in this year, I still will need that for when we return to Scotland, inshallah, and it's important to have that as an option for me. So obtain my GTCS, which is a short-term goal because it's something that once it's done, it's done. It's not something I'm gonna have to keep doing, but I do need to put that on my list. Obtain an excellent job in the UAE. And this last year was a bit different because it was only just Dubai, and now we are much more open to another country. We're not just stuck on Dubai, so I put UAE here because who knows where we'll end up. It's definitely a goal for this year though, inshallah. And I actually already have 2 interviews coming up, so I said I wasn't going to talk about it too much, and I'm not going to go into specifics and details, but it's something that I'm actively working on because it's something I'm very passionate about, and possibly start up some sort of tutoring. Tutoring is a really good way to make money, especially since I'm a qualified teacher, but for some reason online tutoring has been more difficult than I thought, especially considering everyone on the internet seems to say a really good side hustle is to tutor online and it's so easy and da da da. And you know, actually it's not as easy as everyone makes out, but I would like to try my hand at that whilst I'm looking for work. The second thing is obviously my small business, so my Iqra photography. My goals for my small business is to between now to July. I'm aware that's a big goal because it's my first year of being a photographer, and like in every single photography video that you will watch, they say that building a photography business is a slow process. It definitely takes time. The majority of photographers do it as a side hustle until they built enough of a clientele and enough of a base and enough work, and they're able to charge enough to make it a full-time income. And it can be such a profitable full-time income once you've got to that level. But yeah, I just really would love to book 7 paid clients between now to July. And I'm saying July is my cutoff point because hopefully then in August we'll be moving abroad, inshallah. So I'm not going to be promising people, like I have had 2 people who are saying, oh, I'm getting married in August and I'd love for you to photograph my Mendi, but I can't do August unfortunately. But I'm going to set up to July, and then the money that I get from it I'm going to use to reinvest. So currently I am shooting on obviously not the best like photographic camera. I'm using the same camera that I use for YouTube. I've got a beautiful lens, and for the camera and lens that I have, and I've also done photography courses and I've photographed a couple of events now, so alhamdulillah, like I would say I'm definitely ready to start increasing my paid clients, but it's just quite daunting, and without a really good portfolio most people wouldn't hire you. I don't think I would hire a photographer if I hadn't seen a good range of their photos. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I want to get paid clients, I want to start making money from this. This is a small business and it already has outgoings. I already am paying for my photo editing service, I'm already paying for the service that I use for my website, I'm already paying for the domain name. Like every month there is cost going out, so I would like to at least be making enough to balance that out for sure. But until I really get a good range of photos, I can't expect like 100 people to be like, yeah, book me. So it's that balance of, you know, getting the experience and then also getting the paid clientele. But keep me in your du'as, guys. I really hope this is a fantastic year for photography, and I know it's going to be one of those things that, like, I genuinely think that maybe wherever I go in the Middle East, I'll take it with me. You know, who knows, I might be able to do some jobs out there. But when I come back, it's going to be something that I'm going to really focus on and take more time. So inshallah, I hope 2020 is the start of my baby business, maybe becoming a toddler, and maybe and at least booking 7 paid clients. So I would like to experience shadowing / being a second shooter for weddings. I don't do wedding photography, I don't offer wedding photography. I think that is too much of a risk, especially with my experience, especially with my equipment. I don't have like a really good second camera body, and I don't have the experience. Like, I would not want to be responsible for taking a couple's wedding pictures. Mendi and that sort of thing I can definitely manage, but a wedding is just something else. So being a second shooter would be a really cool goal to get to. And then my third one here is the blush and giraffe. So as you guys know, I've got a manager this year, alhamdulillah, and my first goal is to become a brand ambassador. What brand that is right now, I have no idea. There are so many brands I would love to work with on a regular basis, but after being a blogger for so long and after putting so much time and energy into creating content for my own website and for YouTube and for Instagram, it would be amazing to finally start earning like a decent amount of revenue back from my socials, and to be a brand ambassador would be fantastic. Whether that's in the beauty sector or the teaching sector or even the coffee sector, I don't know, like a brand ambassador in a brand that I really, really, truly love and believe in already would be amazing. And I wouldn't become a brand ambassador of a brand that I don't know anything about, because that's just so inauthentic. So yeah, that's a big one, because I'm a small time blogger. Like, my numbers don't match those of the bigger bloggers, and so that's a big goal, but it's a goal that I think inshallah I will be able to get to. So that's in terms of the whole managing side of things, and I would like to make a decent amount of income from my blog. Now at the moment I'm making, I want to say like a couple of hundred a year, if that. I would love for by the end of 2020 to have made about £5,000 from my socials. And I know that I don't know, maybe that sounds like a lot to you, maybe it sounds like a little bit. In my head it kind of sounds like a little bit now that I've got a manager supporting me. Hopefully that will be much more, but I know that based on where I'm at the moment, it's quite a lot. So if I can get to £5,000 plus just from my socials, I'll be very happy. If I can get more than that, I would be over the moon. So let's see where this goes. And now with my YouTube channel, I'm currently on 3.4k subscribers. I have had such a slow journey, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and be like, but it's fine, because every single time I've sat down to film I thought, yay, you know what, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be the video. Like, I haven't. There's so many times where I thought, let me just throw the towel in. I'm putting in so many hours of work for this, and I'm literally getting a very, very small amount back. And when it was just a hobby, that was fine, but right now I'm not working, so it would have been so helpful if this had been like a proper actual source of income. It wasn't, but inshallah 2020 is the year that it will be. And subscribers are not directly linked to the amount of money that you make in terms of AdSense, definitely not, because you can watch so many other videos about that, but subscribers do kind of give you leverage when it comes to working with brands. And obviously when you're working with brands, that's how you're making the good money. So I would absolutely, and this is a big goal, but I would love to get to 20k subscribers by the end of 2020. I think that would be really a really good number, and that would mean that I'd have to have at least 2 or 3 videos go semi-viral. Will that happen? Only Allah knows. But if you're someone watching this and you are getting value from this video and enjoying this video and you like this kind of content, then maybe you could be one of those people who helped me to crawl my way towards that goal by hitting subscribe. Hopefully we'll see. Let's see what happens. And that's about it really. And then the final one is spiritual, because this is really important to me. So number 1, 5 times salah. I spoke about this in my last Get Ready With Me, so I'm not going to go over it again too much, but I would really want this to be the year where I do not sleep without reading my 5 salahs. And I would like to read the Quran at least, let's say, 5 times a week. Salah and Quran, basic principles of being Muslim, but here I am bringing it back to the basics, because sometimes that's what we need. Number 3, I'm going to put it out there, I would absolutely love to do Umrah this year, inshallah. I have not done Umrah since I was 14, and I was so young then, and I do remember it still, of course, but it's different when you're an adult, I'm sure, and it'll be different as a married woman going with my husband. So that is an absolute dream. I would love to do Umrah this year, inshallah. And yeah, I think that is about it. Towards the end of this week, I'm going to be using this very piece of paper that you see right here to create my vision board, and maybe some of the pictures on there are going to be even more aspirational than what you see on here, because I want to, the saying is, aim for the stars, and if you fall, you will still fall among the clouds. So I want to do that. I want to aim high and inshallah succeed this year. And there's things that I could have written on here that I probably wouldn't have like shared on YouTube, so some stuff I will be adding on here afterwards, but you get the gist of it. You essentially choose the 3 areas of your life that are the most important, and then you break those down, and then you break those down into manageable chunks. I sit down And this is a really good diary, by the way. I got this as a birthday gift. What I love about this diary is that you have got this week, a section that's called This Week here, where you can write down your whole to-do list. And what I do is I write general, then I write YouTube / Insta, then I write photography, and then I've got my little to-do list for each thing. And then I like label them, like I number each thing. I've got a little tick box as well, and then each of these is going to be like numbered. And then for the rest of this week that I have, I'm going to put numbers in for each one. So I don't know if that makes sense, but basically tomorrow is Wednesday. So I'm going to think, right, what on here can I do from my general list? Right, I can do this, this, this. What can I do from YouTube? What can I do for photography? So on and so forth. And once I've done it, I can cross it off, and basically as the week goes on I can see what I need to do. I can add from it, I can take away from it, blah blah blah. And I take these goals and I look at these goals and I will incorporate them into here. So if I have not literally written to my schedule Salah in the different times, then I'm doing my goal thing wrong, because I'm not actually taking physical steps towards it. If I have not put in a date night once a week, I'm doing this wrong because I'm not actually taking steps towards it. So the whole power of manifestation is not just saying it and then it happens. Like, it's not just some sort of magical wishing well. It's saying it, putting the plan into action, and actually watching your dreams become a reality, because you are making those marginal gains and those steps towards them. I really think that it's something that is doable, something that's achievable, and I think that we all deserve to get our goals, get our dream lives, the money we need to make the money we want, reach the spiritual level that we want to, have fantastic relationships, have fantastic bonds around us, and feel like we are in control of our lives. And I feel like by doing this, that's how you can kind of really see everything in your life, and you can prioritize different things, and you can fit things in, because we all have the same 24 hours as Beyonce, as people say, right? And I know that's like a bit of a silly thing, like I find I'm kind of like, but it's true. We have the same 24 hours as anyone who's successful out there. Right now, in this day and age, in 2020, we have so much knowledge on our fingertips, in books, on YouTube, and on online blogs and websites. There's so much out there, but it's up to you to really take on board what you want to do with it. And are you just going to sit and watch and binge content, or are you going to take the content, use what they're telling you to do, and make a better life for yourself? I'm going to try and do the second one. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you press thumbs up. I post on this channel regularly, at least 2 to 3 times a week, and there's a variety of content. Some of them will be around my face right now. If you are interested in that, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.